These are the most generic questions with the most generic answers. He should have considered his platform. He should have considered what he represents in the music industry. Right? These were a lot of issues we had with Lecrae. If Stephen Furtick said the same exact thing, I would be livid.
Ruslan.
You guys asked me to react to this clip. Dante Bowe from Maverick City Music at the red carpet and his thoughts after winning the Grammy.
Winner, Dante.
Winner tonight. It feels great.
Oh, are the nerves off now that you won? You get to sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
You know, I wanted to take all 5, but
he wanted to take all 5. I'm not mad at that. Shout out to Maverick City.
You know, the nerves are off, I guess. I'm excited to just see the performers tonight. So, yeah.
Who are you looking forward to seeing perform?
Is Lil Nas X performing tonight? I'm looking forward to seeing that. That's going to be cool, probably.
Yeah.
When you were a little kid growing.
So I believe that's the part that you guys are upset about, that he said he's looking forward to seeing Lil Nas X perform. Okay. Now, I don't think this conversation was scripted. I don't think he knew the questions ahead of time. It seems very spontaneous. He's looking forward. Let me see how they went into this question. So now that you won, you get to sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
All 5, but you know, the nerves are off, I guess. I'm excited.
Nerves are off.
To just see the performers tonight.
Listen, this man is just talking. He's just talking. He's super nervous. He ain't never been in a situation like this. He's just talking. I'm so happy to be able to subsist for show tonight. I ain't got to think about, blah, 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 right? So, and then the question goes.
Who are you looking forward to seeing perform?
Now look at his face. He is unsure of what the right answer is here, right? He's extremely unsure of what the right answer is. He doesn't even know who's performing, right?
Is Lil Nas X?
First name that comes to mind, is Lil Nas X performing?
Lil Nas X performing tonight? I'm looking forward to seeing that. That's going to be cool, probably.
Yeah.
He should have worn bow tie. Is he not wearing a shirt underneath the sports coat? Shout out to Dante, man.
You were a little kid growing up. Did you ever think you'd win a Grammy?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. No, I like that.
This man's confident. He said, yeah.
Manifesting this.
Yeah, I did.
Manifesting. Oh, gosh. Can't manifest stuff. Listen. Linda, listen. Your thoughts aren't things. Okay? Energy is the potential of work. Your thoughts aren't things. Your thoughts can think about going to the gym and you go to the gym. Your thoughts can think about going to the gym and not going to the gym. Your thoughts aren't things. Stop with the manifestation nonsense.
I did. I thought I would, yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. What would you go back and tell your younger self that thought you would win a Grammy, that you have won a Grammy?
Yeah, like always be yourself, like, because there was one point in my life where I tried to like fit the mold, but just being yourself, being authentic is really what breeds success. So that's what I would tell my younger self.
These are the most generic questions with the most generic answers. What would you have told your younger self? Just be yourself, be authentic.
Yeah.
Well, it's also most relatable, right? Like everybody can relate to that honest vulnerability.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah.
So now that you're a Grammy winner, I gotta ask you,
Guys, he is nervous, okay?
where are you gonna keep your Grammy? Have you thought about it?
Probably downstairs in the studio or something like that with the other awards or something. I don't know.
Just to give you inspiration.
Yeah. That's probably what I do. Yeah. You guys look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Don't fit dress me.
Look, you're white and black. We're black and white.
Yeah.
We all go together.
We coordinating out here.
You know?
Well, thank you so much for talking with us. Have a great night. Go celebrate. Go turn up.
We're going to turn up tonight. We're
Turn
gonna
it up.
tonight.
You're
Thank
a
you,
Grammy
guys.
winner.
I'm a Grammy winner. Let's go.
Love
like it.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
That was awkward. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was completely awkward. All right. The interview was awkward. The questions were awkward. The generic answers were awkward. The back and forth. The we want to turn up tonight. All of it was awkward. It was awkward. Call it what it is. It's okay. It's okay to just say what it was. It was awkward. Now, how old is Dante? He's married. It seems like he's married. He's 29 years old. Guys, I hate to break it to you. Okay, I've been saved, walking with Jesus, doing stuff since I was 17. I'm not trying to minimize the awkwardness. I'm not trying to minimize the shout out to Lil Nas X. I'm not trying to minimize any of that, okay? But just hear what I'm about to tell you next. If I was in his exact shoes at 29 years old, working my face off to finally get to this place in this moment and win the peak achievement of all music industry success, I wouldn't have done a much better job. He's 29 years old. He's saying the things you say in these situations. Yeah, you know, be your authentic self, be blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't think he is processing that I'm a ambassador for Christ at 29 years old. I am on a massive platform. There is an opportunity to say something about Jesus, an opportunity to give glory to God, an opportunity to contextualize the gospel, an opportunity to just represent who I am as a gospel artist. There's so many opportunities here, but he's 29 years old. I'm not saying 29 is young. I'm not saying he's a baby. I'm saying that it is younger, and I'm not going to a church with a head pastor who's 29. I'm not doing it. You might do that. You think that's sweet. I don't know how many times we've seen guys start churches in their late 20s or early 30s and how those situations have ended. Not good. Do I need to go down the list? Right? And I know that many of us want our Christian heroes to be just that, Christian superheroes. This is me as Ruslan. Remember being 29 years old, walking with Jesus. I just have very I got very low expectations for people. I just do. I don't care how famous of a Christian they are. I got very low expectations of people. And what would have been an alternative answer? Who are you looking forward to seeing? Those were the BET Awards. Is that where he was at? Let's see who else was performing. Those of you guys that are upset about the Lil Nas X thing, I get it. But I don't think there was a right answer he could have given. So here are the names of the people who performed at the 2022 Grammys. Any name he would have said, Christians would have jumped on his neck. Now, I personally don't have zero desire to see Lil Nas X live. I have zero desire to enjoy any of that, right? Silk Sonic performed 777. Olivia Rodrigo performed Driver's License. BTS performed Butter. Lil Nas X performed Dead Right Now. Billie Eilish performed Happier. John Legend performed Free. Lady Gaga performed. Okay, let's see if there's anyone else. There's no right answer. Oh, I think Jack Harlow performed, right? There's no right answer that I think he gives in a situation like that. Whatever he would have said, folks would have found an issue with it. And as the great modern philosopher of our era, Sir Kanye West said, fame makes you 10 years younger. So my advice to all Christians really is to lower expectations. If someone doesn't have the knowledge and awareness of who they are, if someone is, let me say it to you this way. If someone's under the age of 30, lowered expectations. And this is why it says what elders are. And this is why it says all these different things. I know you guys think 29 is old, but it's really not. Like me at 29, I was a mess. I had just had my first son, right? Like I'm 37 now. I don't know anything about Dante besides that he's in Maverick City Music and that he's in Maverick City Music. I literally don't know anything about him, right? But I would just say, I think we need to lower our expectations of these guys. They're not superheroes. They're not going to get everything right. And there's a difference between a sin of omission, of falling short, of maybe not actively representing the way they could have or the way you wish they would have. Maybe you wish they would have stopped and broken down the gospel and took them through the Romans road in 2 minutes. Maybe that's what you would have wished. Okay, fine. Or maybe that wasn't the most strategic. But there's a difference between someone falling short of an expectation or maybe of a standard, of a healthy standard, versus someone being in sin. So I think we're really quick to jump on people and pile on to people when we think they're in sin, when really it's just I wish he could have done better. I think he could have answered more accurately. I think he could have been more prepared. I think he should have considered his platform. He should have considered what he represents in the music industry, right? These were a lot of issues we had with Lecrae. And Lecrae grew up and said, you know what Lecrae said? Lecrae was in the same position. I don't want to be a Christian rapper. I don't Christian rapper's whack, right? Similar stuff, not the same, similar stuff, right? And you know what happened to Lecrae? He got into his late 30s and was like, yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, I was out here. I was trying to please the world. I was trying to appeal to people that aren't going to accept me for my faith. I was trying to placate. He said that. Right? And so some of this stuff just comes with time and wisdom. I know, like I could be on here and I could break down the gospel and all these things and praise God. But guys, I'm just now getting to a place where I'm confident and secure in my identity to openly and unapologetically share the gospel in any context. But even I fall short. Even I still mess up and have to come back and tell you guys. I did a video on it when I was on my buddy's podcast. What was the Thick and Slick, Mick and Slick. I came on here and was like, guys, I answered this question wrong. I messed up. I'm 37 years old. I'm a decade older than his brother. And I mess up. So all I'm saying, like, so what? Do you guys discard me? Do you guys dismiss me and just throw me out and just say Ruslan, right? Like, listen, man, people are gonna blow it. Christians are gonna blow it. I'm not being soft on sin. But again, there's a difference between falling short. The OnlyFans podcast, folks thought I fell short on that. You should have rebuked her. You should have held her accountable. You know how many of those messages I got? Maybe I should have. I don't know. Was it perfect? No. I think we need to extend just a tad bit more grace to brothers that are in their late 20s, early 30s. More grace for your Christian leaders in general, but guys that are in their late 20s, early 30s, they may not be the most scripturally literate. They may not be the most scripturally sound. They may express their devotion to God in a very specific way. I'm not saying that's right. This is why we need more elder statesmen. This is why we need more relationships. This is why I reach out and continue reaching out to guys like Chandler, to guys like Young Don, to all these brothers, right? And I'm not even saying I'm like the OG. I'm just a little bit older. I'm a decade ahead, right? My kids aren't babies. They're 7, 8, you know? And all I'm saying is, man, this is why these relationships matter. This is why we need community. Like KJ Scriven is like trying his best to pastor and shepherd brothers. Those brothers. KJ Scriven, you know, he's on the song with Chandler, Man of Your Word. At what point do we just say, he kind of blew it, but like, it's not the end of the world. Let's pray for him. This is the thing about content that I think folks don't quite understand, is the space that we're in. Those brothers are not elders. They're not 1 Timothy chapter 3. They're not James chapter 3. That's not what they are. They're creative people. They're creative people. If I had to take a guess, probably highly emotional, and not in a negative way. Highly passionate, highly empathetic people. They love art, right? They're not your elder. They're not a pastor. That's not the season of life they're in. That's not their framing in the industry. But our brains, it's hard to confuse. It's hard to understand the difference. Like Young Don is crushing it right now. I love that brother. He's doing great. Young Don's been saved for 2 months. He's new to the faith. What do you guys want from him? He's not going to get it right. He's telling you he's not going to get it right. He's 27 years old. He just had his first baby. He'd been married a year. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying like older babies. I'm just saying like, you don't know these folks like that. And just because they have a platform does not make them a pastor, an elder, or does not mean that they live up to those standards to live above reproach and to get every answer perfect and to be sound in doctrine and to get everything. And that maybe is one of the cons of this era, is that you don't really need anybody to co-sign you. We don't need anybody to put you on and whatever, right? And so that, you know, I understand you're frustrated, but like, yo, who he is 10 years from now might be different. May not be. Maybe he backslides. I don't know. God's got them positioned in a unique standpoint. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. That there's something to that. I don't know. I don't know why they have a platform. I don't know. Sometimes we're so quick to jump on people. These aren't guys in their late 30s, early 40s shepherding churches and like overseeing souls. That is not what Dante is doing. It's not what Chandler's doing. So you're holding them to the standards of an elder. Don't view him like your pastor. He's not your pastor. If Stephen Furtick said the same exact thing, I would be livid. I'm just being completely honest with you. If Stephen Furtick was there as a pastor and said the same exact thing, I would be with you guys. I would be like, yo, this man's bugging. He's out of his mind. But you know what the difference is between Stephen Furtick and Dante? You guys want to know what the difference is? A decade. You guys want to know what else the difference is? Stephen Furtick went to Southern Seminary. He's an actual overseer, elder of a church. He's a pastor. So I get it. So maybe I'm just classifying people different. Maybe Maybe to me, this dude's not a pastor. Pastors are called to higher standards. He is not that. So when Matt Chandler, Stephen Furtick, whoever, yes, they're higher standards. If they're held to a higher standard, I'm going to be frustrated if Stephen Furtick was in that same exact situation and said the same exact thing. I'd be like, man, this man's out of his mind. Why? Because he's a pastor. And he's not just a pastor. It's not like a Mike Todd. Mike Todd's a pastor, right? Oh, how did he become a pastor? Long story, different video. No. Stephen Furtick went to Southern Seminary. He is educated. He should know better. Right? Right. I hold Stephen Furtick to a different standard. And if that was a conversation, if this was a pastor, if this was, I'd be like, yeah, this man's wild. I'm not saying he did everything perfect. You guys didn't know that, right? Just so we're clear, I am not saying he answered that perfectly. We're on the same page. I'm saying there's a difference between falling short and overtly sinning. And when pastors and elders fall short, it is different. That's what I'm saying. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Okay? Okay. I think we're on the same page.
And it said that Simeon blessed God.